Hi. It has come to my attention that holding the microphone this way gives me the best audio. I feel a little bit like a dork doing it, but whatever gets me the best audio. I have been in a somewhat of a rut the past day. Today. Somewhat. It's so weird because I feel like I am really good 1 hour and then really bad the next hour, and sometimes I can't really figure out what's happened or why I'm feeling that way, or maybe what shifted my mood. Sometimes I can tell, sometimes I can't. I just hit a roadblock and then I'm like, and now I'm done. And I want to go lay down forever. I know that today my desire to stay sitting down was because of this fan fiction that I've been reading, and it just makes me think about hyperfixations and how they impact my life. You know, to the point where sometimes they impede my life, like I feel like sometimes on the internet it can be like funny haha, like, oh, I'm hyperfixating on this thing and yada yada yada. But it can be frustrating when it gets in the way of doing things that you need to do to keep your environment clean and welcoming and nice. Especially if you can't multitask while you're doing that thing. It can be really frustrating because it's like my mind is split into two halves. One half, it's like I'm two wolves, and one wolf is saying, read that fan fiction. The other is like, I should probably, oh, there's that word should again. And the other wolf's like, we should. And the other wolf is like, maybe we should be using this time to decorate the house for the Halloween party, or do something for the Halloween party, or do any of the other errands that I have in my mind to do. And for the life of me, I could not figure out a way to say that sentence without the word should in it. Well, you know, you don't know because you're not me, but I'm me. Anyway. I don't know how to rephrase that sentence without the word should in it, so I'm just going to let it sit there until I maybe figure it out. I don't know. Even then, that's not my point. So that can be frustrating when the hyperfixation gets in the way of normal day-to-day life. It can be even more frustrating sometimes when multiple hyperfixations overlap at the same time and you're being pulled in even more directions. Because sometimes it can be, I have this one special interest or this one hyperfixation that is consuming my every waking moment. That's all I'm thinking about, and I just want to do that thing. And I don't want to cook, I don't want to clean, I don't want to get dressed, I don't want to do anything. I just want to do whatever that hyperfixation is. And when I have multiple hyperfixations, it just adds even more wolves in my brain to split my attention to. I want to play Baldur's Gate. I want to watch Arcane. I want to read my fan fiction. I want to finish watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I cannot decide which one is the most important to do right now, or which one is the most engaging or most intriguing to me right now. And I'm just like I'm paralyzed between trying to figure out what to do. Tonight, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do. I have been reading this fan fiction of a Silco X reader, and so that makes me want to watch Arcane. I haven't seen Arcane season 2. It's been a while since I watched season 1 of Arcane, and so I would want to watch season 1 to watch season 2. And because of the hyperfixation that I'm in right now, I want to just sit down and watch the show and not multitask while I'm doing it, which feels like more of a waste of time than like reading a fan fiction on my phone. Because even then, I still haven't even finished like the fan fiction. I finished semantics. I finished the main fic, and now there's like little ficlets and bonus content that I'm still getting through, and there's like 25 chapters of that. And they're shorter chapters, sure, than like the original fan fiction is. But it's still a lot to get through. And so I want to finish the fan fiction fully before I start watching Arcane. And even then, I want to finish rewatching The Summer I Turned Pretty. Before I had started decorating for the Halloween party, my mom and I had been working on a puzzle, and so I was working on the puzzle to get it off the table and so that we could sell it to Half Price Books, so that I could decorate for the Halloween party. And so while I was doing that, I was rewatching The Summer I Turned Pretty. I love that show so much. Connie forever and always, since the beginning. I have been a Connie lover since day one. Since day one, y'all. Day one. Anywho. Anyway. Anywaysels. No, it's any hoozles. Anyway. I loved season 3. And so I want to finish rewatching it so that I can feel that it's completed this week. And these emotions have exemplified that struggle of hyperfixations, where it's like I'm into this one thing and then something happens, so I have to, or I stop doing that thing. And then as that has waned down a little bit, another one starts cresting. And this one over here hasn't really finished just yet. It's like still, it's like it's crested in. There's no longer momentum, but it's not complete. This is what happened with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I was in the middle of watching it, and then we went out of town, and then it just wasn't something that I picked back up when we got back in town, and so I just haven't finished the show. And I love the show, and at the same time, it's just really hard to get back into that rhythm of watching that show. This is why I feel like there are constant projects and things that I've intrigued by or into that get abandoned halfway or 3/4 of the way through, where it's just like, and I stopped doing it because of reasons, and then just never started doing it again. And on top of that, there is a guilt of not having finished it. I can't just let bygones be bygones and say, it was fun while it lasted. That's it. We're not doing it anymore. Because it still intrigues me and I'm still invested, just not as invested as I was or I'm invested in something else that is catching my attention more than that other thing is. So I'm into that other thing, and then I'll be like, oh, I'll get to it. And then I'm in the middle of that other thing, and then it starts to get a little boring, and then this other, or something new happens, and I go, oh wait, let me actually get into this. So it's a whole chain of hyperfixations or things I'm doing or things I'm interested in that just, I can't think of a better phrase than wave or wane, or, they just ebb and flow. So what I'm going to try and do tonight to aid some of my worries is I'm going to watch the final season of The Summer I Turned Pretty, or at least as much as I can. It is 10:20, and I went to bed last night at 2, so I should still have some energy to stay up tonight and watch as much as I want. Let's see, there is 12 episodes, and I think they're an hour each. So that's 12 hours. I can't do that tonight, but I could feasibly watch 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 4 episodes. I don't know what arc that would leave me on. If I would be in the middle of something, or if they're even, if they're not, and they're not even going to be, okay. I think they're hour-long episodes. Wow, my brain is just, and watch it not even be 12 episodes either. Anyway, with those assumptions, it'd be 4 episodes. But even if they are hour-long episodes, they're not going to actually be an hour. They're going to be like a little less or a little more. So it'll probably average out to 4 hours. Anyway. I'm going to stop rambling about my hyperfixations. And I am going to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty.